Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to take a look at my servers and what I'm using them for. So right at the top here we have a Tyan, I believe that's how you pronounce it, a Tyan 1U case, and this has 4 hot swappable drives in the front. And this at the moment it powers on, and as far as I can tell there's no problem with the motherboard, except that there's one problem, and that is that there's no video output. There's a problem with that. So the motherboard posts and everything, like everything lights up and it works, and the only problem with it is that there is some sort of problem with the video adapter. Now unfortunately this is much older. This case is like really old. I think it's like from the 2000s somewhere. So the problem with that is that the onboard there's actually no x16 slot, a PCIe slot, so I can put a graphics card in and get another way of getting video. So I'm actually looking for another motherboard and CPU and RAM obviously to go into this, and I want to use this as a NAS. So at the moment I'm not using this, but as I said, there's 4 3.5-inch hot swappable bays, so that is very nice, and I want to use this as my NAS. Now the way I'm planning on using it is basically just throw in, like at the moment I'm thinking about either two terabytes or 3 terabytes, and just mirroring them so I don't lose any data, and if one of them goes or something happens to it, then I have another. Maybe down the road I go with 4 drives, and then I load TrueNAS on it and make and then I do some sort of RAID configuration with them where I can lose one drive and I don't lose any data. But the motherboard I'm looking for, this one specifically needs 5 or 6 SATA ports, because for each drive bay you need 1 SATA cable or 1 SATA port, and then I also want another boot drive and then maybe a cache drive as well. And yeah, I think this case is perfect for it. It's 1U. There's already a reasonably good power supply in there, and the power supply there's nothing wrong with it. It works perfectly. So yeah, that is this case. So at the moment I'm not using it, but I definitely want to make this my dedicated NAS. Alright, then we have my second server, which is the one right here, and I actually don't know which one this is or where it's from or what it was used for, and at this point in time the only thing I can tell about this is that there's something wrong with either the motherboard or the power supply, because sometimes it turns on, sometimes it doesn't, and when it turns on it gives an error code out. It doesn't give any video. Well, it gave me a video out once, but then as soon as I just pressed anything on the keyboard, for instance, this whole thing it would lock up, freeze, and then after a while just restart again, if it ever restarted by itself. And yeah, so at the moment I'm not using this, and I might just use this server for like maybe some scrap parts or something like that. And I don't have any future plans for this. I don't really have a use case for it, because it only has like 2 hard drive bays, and yeah, I don't really have a use for it. As I'm saying, I'm using the stock one. I'm going to use this as a NAS in the future, so I don't have any use for this one at the moment. Alright, and then next we have 3 of the Sunfire X4100 M2 servers. Now these servers I recently got, well, all 5 of these servers, the top ones that I just mentioned, all of this I got about 2 or 3 weeks ago from a guy. He was on an online ad. He said, well, I'm going to throw it away, and he doesn't need it anymore. So I went to his house and I got a very nice dude. So I got all of these servers for free actually. I didn't pay anything for it. But as I said, these top ones aren't fully working, but these 3, the Sunfire ones, are fully working. And each one of these comes equipped with 8 gigs of DDR2 RAM. It's ECC RAM. And each one of them comes with 2 Optron CPUs, it's 2 core CPUs, so it isn't that fast. It's actually rather slow, but yeah, I have them. I'm not using them for anything at the moment. One of them has Windows on it, and the other ones I've confirmed that it just powers on and everything works, and it does. Everything works with these 3. So at the moment I'm not using them. Oh, it also comes with 2 SAS drives, I think it's 73 gig SAS drive, but also with that I can only detect 1 drive on each system. So there's some kind of I need to get into the LSI controller somehow and to configure the second drive, which I haven't figured out yet, but hopefully I will figure it out and then I can use them. So I was thinking, at the moment I'm not using them for anything, but I was thinking maybe in the future when my channel grows, maybe get a dedicated Minecraft server for one, or yeah, just something like that. What I could also do with them is if I want to run some home services that I just want to, I think it's a high availability or something like that with Proxmox, then I can configure each server with Proxmox, or just install Proxmox on each 3 of them, and then I can have like some sort of a high ability thing where if one server fails, then the other 2 automatically takes over. Alright, and that covers it for the servers that I recently got. Now we're going to look at this one, the big one. All of these ones above, I don't know if I mentioned that, but all of them are actually 1U. But this one at the bottom, you might recognize this from my previous videos where I did my DIY server build or something like that. And this one is a 4U one. Now this is a Dell case, and I completely took out all of the internals of this case. So when I got this, I just bought the case. I didn't buy it with anything internal. It was just basically the empty box with all of the proprietary Dell mountings. And so what I actually did is I did a whole video on it where I completely ripped out all the insides of this computer, and I actually made my own ATX like motherboard tray in it. And at the moment, this is actually housing my Asus, I think it's KGPE-D16 motherboard, which the second CPU socket is still damaged. I'm still looking for someone who can fix it. Like I've contacted so many people, but everyone is just like, yeah, no, we don't do it. And yeah, I've even contacted Asus. I still have to just go check on them again. But yeah, that is very unfortunate because I actually do have a second 16-core CPU for it. So once I can fix or get someone to fix the second CPU socket, this will actually be like a 32-core, 32 gig RAM machine. So that'll be absolutely, that'll be really cool because I can use this for basically anything I want, because it'll be really cool. And this system is actually the quietest one out of all of them because I fitted my own fans in them, the 120mm fans, which at the moment are actually running full speed, so it is a little bit noisy, but it's still the quietest one. But I can easily just tune them down later on. And then at the moment I'm actually using this one. I'm using this as a NAS and just a Windows workstation if I need it. And I have 2 500 gig hard drives in here, which is in a mirror, so if I lose one drive, I still have all my data, and currently all my YouTube things are on here. And so yeah, I'm a bit stressed out on that, because if I lose one drive, then yeah, I don't have another one to replace it with. I also have a 250 gig SSD in here, which just has Windows on it. So I'm just using a Windows network share drive to share to my PC or my laptop, whatever I want to use it for. So definitely in the future, I still have a lot of plans with this case. I'm still considering it of doing a custom, like a front piece for it, where I can have 3 fans and get rid of these drive bays that don't look that good. So, but yeah, I still have to figure some things out, like how to drill the holes for the fans, for instance, and just little things like that. And I really want to get that second CPU fixed, because once I can get that second CPU socket, I should say, once I can get that second CPU socket fixed, I can, this can be my dedicated workstation that I can access just through a, remote desktop. So that's it's the Windows thing, where you can actually have Windows installed on this and on my main PC, which I showed in the previous video. So from that PC I can just remote into this one, and I can work on this one as if I'm plugged in directly to this. So that is very nice about the system. Now I just really want to get that second CPU socket fixed, because that'll mean I can actually use all 32 gigs and not just 16 gigs, because there's some weird thing going on with the BIOS and this motherboard that it needs even amounts of RAM for both CPUs, although you don't even have a second CPU installed, and so then you can only use like half of the RAM. So I have 32 gigs in here right now, but I can only use 16 gigs, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, hopefully I can get that fixed in the future, and then this can become my dedicated, like just my main server, my workstation, whatever I want to use it for. And then this top one I'm going to use as my NAS. And then, as I said, maybe later on I'll configure these, maybe like high availability in Proxmox, something like that, or maybe I can have some dedicated just Minecraft servers or something like that. That'll be really fun. So yeah guys, that's basically all. This is my servers. I'll definitely be doing an update in the future on this big boy right here. If I get that someone to fix that CPU socket for me, maybe I even do a video where I go to the players and I show you how they do it and all of that. So thank you for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.